It's week 4 in the NFL, and we still don't know how to use a microphone.
I don't understand. Was this a retake?
Karasi Posse Packer Nation, welcome to another episode of Packcast, the podcast where you don't have to be a Packers fan, but it sure does help. I'm your host, Tom Grossi.
And I'm Jade Grossi, his wife.
That's the title that appears below my screen. Well, we are in week 4, Jade, of the NFL predictions, and thanks to Sephora. Well, last week, I went 8-8.
Okay.
A respectable 500. Jade, you went 7-9.
I'm not doing too shabby.
No, at the season mark, I am 24, 22, and 2, and you are 21, 25, and 2.
All right.
So the fact that you know little to nothing about football, and I've spent the last 4 years living, breathing, sweating, and bleeding football, and we are within 3 picks of each other, that's great for my self-esteem.
Well, I don't know so much if it has anything to do with self-esteem. I think it's kind of like a guess.
So you're saying you're just guessing?
No, because we're trying to use logic here, how the team has done in the past, how they did in weeks previously. But considering there are some teams that have been winning who don't usually win, it's hard to say. Maybe a good team has an off week, or a not so good team has a really great week.
I'm pretty sure your only analysis on this show, and I can go back and look, is literally based off your fantasy football team.
No.
You're right. Elevator music might have been playing during an actual analysis.
Well, that's your fault.
That's on me. That is my fault. That is my bad.
So you didn't get to hear it. Nobody else got to hear it.
You're welcome, world. Now, moving on to week 4. We got a good lineup of games, Jade. I'm quite titillated, because I try to use that word at least once a week. This lineup of games, what do you think, Jade?
Great.
Excellent. Jade just came back from a late night at work, or what she calls meeting her Vikings fans.
If the parents of my children at school are Vikings fans, there is nothing I can do about that.
Well, do you ask them as they walk into your classroom?
No, because regardless of what team they say that they might be a fan of, I'm still teaching their children.
Well, a good way to actually test that and see if they're a Vikings fan is put a crucifix above the doorway, and if they walk through, they'll burst into flames.
I can't do that.
It's worth a shot.
Nah.
Now, taking a look at the Thursday night game, which I will be streaming for. Should be a grand old time. Maybe Jade will show up.
Thursday? Like 2 days?
Yeah, well, this is going out tomorrow, so.
So then tomorrow?
Yes.
What time's the game?
8:30.
Oh.
Jade's not going to come in. She's going to be sleeping.
Well, I was more concerned about dog training.
Well, we get back at 8 o'clock. We've been going to dog training, but I just can't get Jade to stop peeing on the couch.
At 8 o'clock, which means we wouldn't be home till very close to 8.
It'll be fine. We'll make it work. Well, the Thursday night game should be exciting as you have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Minnesota Vikings. Now, Dalvin Cook most likely going to be out on Thursday. And after the Vikings got a whooping because of the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen hurtling over Anthony Barr, which is just a phenomenal sight. I think the Rams, who have looked like Super Bowl contenders all year, and by all year I mean for the first 3 weeks, they've been hyped to the moon. I think the Rams are going to take this one. Jade, what are you thinking?
Well, this is one of those weeks where you wouldn't have thought the Bills were going to win against the Vikings because the Vikings are a good team, and then they did. So I feel like this is, it's one of those, maybe the Vikings had an off week. So the Rams and the Vikings are good teams. But I think I might have to stick with the Rams.
Eat your heart out, ESPN. You wish you had this kind of analysis.
Well, I mean,
you wish.
Not to go with what you said before, but
you wish.
I think I have my fantasy player for the Rams. So.
Oh, look at that. And there we go. Now, moving on. the battle of things that sound like they go on a horse or they are horses, the Texans versus the Colts. The Texans really not off to a good start, looking real rocky, losing to the Giants last week. I'm pretty sure they're 0-3 last time I checked. And then the Colts look to resurge a little bit. Andrew Luck is playing a bit better. I'm actually going to go with the Indianapolis Colts here, and the Texans are going to continue their losing streak. Jade?
I'm also going to go with the Colts for no particular reason.
Well, it looks like you got Lady Luck on your side as well as Andrew Luck.
Good one.
I try. Then the next game, the Buffalo Bills versus the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers getting whooped by the Washington Redskins, breaking the hearts of everybody and ankles of Muhammad Wilkerson. Bryce showing that he is not a good player, but Devon House going to the IR today and getting replaced as we picked up Breland as a new cornerback. But right now, our defense is looking like a hot piece of garbage, and Aaron Rodgers is still hurt. But that being said, I can't pick against the Packers. I'm contractually obligated to pick the Packers in every game, and so I will continue to do so. The Green Bay Packers are going to win. Jade?
See, at the beginning of the football season, I had went with the Bills because they usually start out strong, and then, yeah, they do. But this time around, they didn't. Stop. So, there's a part of me that wants to go with the Bills because they beat the Vikings. And with everything he just said about the Packers and Aaron being injured and the drama that's been going on with Clay, because all I do is hear Tom yelling during the games, I kind of feel like I want to go with the Bills. Maybe I should still think about that one.
Your pick, Jade.
I'm going to stick with the Bills.
They're not even purple, so you literally can't even give me that
Yeah, but they're the
excuse.
true New York team.
You don't even like New York. We live here and you don't like it. So why? How is that even an option? Whatever. It's fine. You know they lost 4 Super Bowls in a row.
I've chosen the Bills.
In the words of Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade, you have chosen poorly. Moving on, going to the Buccaneers and the Bears. This actually should be a pretty good game. The Buccaneers giving the Steelers almost a comeback heart attack with Ryan Fitzmagic. Who knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to stick with the Bears here. The Bears have been looking pretty good. The offense is slowly getting up to the point where they're mediocre, and their defense is just sexy. I have to give my hats off to them. That defense looks good. So I'm going to pick the Pooh Bears. You laugh at that. That's like the worst joke I've ever told. Didn't even laugh that much when I recorded my comedy album.
Sorry.
Allergic to Fun is available in physical copy on TomGrassiComedy.com. Sorry. Trying to pay the bills.
My turn. So I think I might go with the Buccaneers because they've won their other games except last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they've been kind of proven themselves as a team that I should know the name of. Buccaneers have never been on my radar, ever. So
That's because they're in a pirate ship.
yeah, but that makes them cool.
They're sailing underneath the radar.
And getting treasure.
I got the true treasure, and that's being married to you.
Don't you even. Boo! Buccaneers.
Moving on, the number 1 team in the AFC East, like everybody predicted, the Miami Dolphins versus the Patriots, who have now dropped 2 in a row, first losing to the Jaguars and then to the Detroit Lions. What's going on in Patriot land? Nobody knows.
And nobody cares.
That's true. That is very, very true. But that being said, I feel like an angry Tom Brady is going to come out and he's going to ride that Dolphin into the sunset. Patriots win.
I disagree. I'm sticking with the Dolphins.
Cool beans. Moving on, between the Lions and the Cowboys, the Lions pulling off an impressive win against the Patriots, as was just said on Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys can't seem to find a win anywhere because their offensive line is atrocious, because their center is literally being eaten from the inside, and that defense is not doing them any favors as well. They also have no one to throw the ball to, which is a problem. So because of that, I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions.
I'm going to go with the Lions too, but I have a question.
I have an answer.
When you say the center is being eaten from the inside.
Yeah, he has like some like immune disease thing.
So he does. I was going to ask, is
Yeah.
this like a legit disease that's eating him from the inside?
I don't know if it's literally eating him, but like it was making him sick. I'm pretty sure he's supposed to be better soon, but they just don't know when he's going to play football again.
Oh, all right. Good to know.
So you picked the Lions.
I picked the Lions.
Okay, moving on between Jade Animals with the Kitty Cat Bengals and the Atlanta Falcons. Wah! That's what a Falcon makes. This should be a pretty good game. You have a good defense in the Bengals. The Falcons just losing a heartbreaker against the New Orleans Saints that went into overtime in a very high-scoring game. I'm going to pick the Falcons here, even though I like the Bengals because they're a more well-rounded team. I think the Falcons' offense is going to overwhelm that defense. Jade, which, by the way, apparently you didn't say the word Falcons last week, and Sephora just had to interpret your nod when I said Falcons as your Falcons pick. So make sure you either say Falcons or Bengals today.
I'm sorry, Sephora.
I wish I got that apology, but you know, I'm just editing the videos and producing, and it's fine.
Complaining a lot.
Yeah, well,
This episode.
you know, listen, it's 10 o'clock at night, and I'm going to have to edit this episode right after we're done with this. And considering that I have had colonoscopies that have gone quicker than this video, just saying.
Oh, let me put my
Tiny
violin.
violin? Oh, yeah. Great joke, Jade. Haven't heard that one before since SpongeBob.
I'm pretty sure you've heard it often because you're always telling some sad stories.
I'll tell you a sad story.
Go ahead.
October 2nd, 2015, we got married. The end.
Why is that the sad part? Wouldn't it be sad when you, I don't know, asked me to be your wife or asked me to be your girlfriend? Let's like really go back.
Nope, because I still had a glimmer of hope back then. And then I realized my dreams died on that day.
But you realize this was all your choice. Like, you did that.
I married you for that teacher money. And that's the greatest
Wrong.
joke of them all.
Anyway, I'm feeling the Bengals.
All right.
I'm feeling the Bengals.
Feel them up. All right, then we have the New York Jets versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jay, did you know that a Jaguar could take down a Cayman?
Yes, I feel like I've heard that before.
Yeah, it's really impressive stuff. That being said, I'm going to say the Jaguars are going to bounce back after losing to the Tennessee Titans, which who saw that coming? The Jaguars are going to beat the Jets. Jade?
Jaguars.
How did you get that? It's like Jets, Jaguars, Jade. It's alliteration.
You're so small, honey.
I have a word of the day calendar. The next game is going to be the defending Super Bowl champs, Philadelphia Eagles versus the Titans. Carson Wentz came back looking a little lopsided, not looking that great, but he got the job done, and I think that Carson Wentz will continue to take steps in his recovery, and the Eagles will be victorious here.
Eagles.
Then you got the Cleveland Browns winning their first game in
Woo!
like 2 years, with Baker Mayfield coming in just like a champ and putting the team on his back, defeating the New York Jets. Going against the Raiders, Jordy Nelson had a great Sunday. Jordy, I miss you, and if you're watching this, even though you're not, I love you. Love you. I'm going to say the Browns get their second win, because why not?
I feel like you just cheated on Aaron.
How'd I just cheat on Aaron?
Because
I could love more than one person.
I know, but the way you said I love you is like how you say you love Aaron.
That's not true. No, see, here's the difference. So with Jordy Nelson, I just said, I love you. Just like that. It was like a whisper. But with Aaron Rodgers, I would scream it from the mountaintops.
Right. So I still feel like the way you said it to Jordy was
keep it
more
on the
like
DL. I'm keeping it-
sensual.
No, it's just quiet because we're in a library together.
You're in a library.
In my fantasy, yes.
Alrighty. I'm gonna go with the Raiders.
Because of Jordy Nelson
Yeah.
in the library.
With a candlestick.
Well, I was just about to say with a candlestick. Moving on between the Battle of the Birds, the Seahawks versus the Cardinals. You have Josh Rosen, who's going to be starting this week, getting his first crack at it as a rookie QB. So I see he's going to probably run into some issues. The Seahawks still holding on to Earl Thomas. We'll see how long that lasts, but they dominated the Cowboys, and I think they'll continue dominating the Cardinals. Seahawks win.
I don't want to pick the Seahawks.
Who does?
But I'll pick the Seahawks.
Boo.
Boo.
Moving on to the New Orleans Saints versus the Giants. The Giants picking up a win against the Texans. Good for you guys. However, I think the Saints are going to put up way too many points, destroying my equipment. I'm going to go with the Saints here and Drew Brees. Go give him some NyQuil. Go to sleep. Jade?
Okay. Saints.
They go marching in. The San Francisco 49ers, oh, God. Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo out for the season with an ACL tear going against the Chargers, who held their own pretty well against the LA Rams. The 49ers don't really have a chance, in my opinion. I'm going to go with the Chargers. Jade obviously did her research and knew that Jimmy Garoppolo was out for the year, or maybe just heard it for the first time. But either way, I'm sure she'll make an unbiased decision.
Well, as long as it wasn't a drug addiction, then I guess.
Adderall's a serious problem, Jade, in this society. Almost bad as the marijuana.
Chargers.
Yes, I agree, Jade. Charge all the drug offenders. Hims, hers, Chargers. They should legalize marijuana. It's dumb.
Right.
Okay.
That's
I wanted to just be clear with that.
Right, which is why I was like, why are you charging for all that doesn't... We don't agree with that.
It's just a joke. I think, there's
Sometimes
really a
jokes aren't
problem.
funny, and that's
with,
okay.
Yeah, speaking of unfunny jokes, you can pick up Allergic to Fun, my debut comedy album at TomGrossiComedy.com, or a digital version on iTunes or Amazon. Sunday Night Football, you have a heated rivalry coming back on a center stage. The Baltimore Ravens versus the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers just barely holding off the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on Monday Night Football. Can they do the same with the Ravens? I say yes. Jade, Steelers win.
Are you telling me?
No, I wanted to make sure I was very clear because I like to make it clear for people. I did not make a comment.
That was a backhanded comment.
It was not a backhanded
comment.
It was
a backhanded comment.
Nope, it was not.
Sorry, Sephora. Again.
I never said anything about
Anyway.
Sephora, except thank you for your service. You don't. It's the Ravens versus the Steelers.
Ravens versus the Steelers.
Just pick the bird. For the longest time. Oh. For the longest, Jade takes 15 years to make a pick. Jade is gonna sit here till I'm old and sick. I'm still waiting, still contemplating. Is it gonna be the Ravens or the Steelers? God, we're so in sync.
Let's go with.
You forgot the teams again.
Let's go with the.
Good God, it's been like 7 minutes. This has been a quarter of the video. A wimboa, a wimboa, a wimboa, a wimboa.
I'll go with the Ravens.
Thank God. See, I just told you to pick the birds. If you just pick the birds.
Don't tell me what to pick. I want to pick my own.
Don't tell me what I can't do. All right. And finally, the Monday night game, the Kansas City Chiefs looking unstoppable with their offense, but I think their defense is a little suspect as they're letting their teams come on back and get real close. Patrick Mahomes looking hot. And so because of that, I'm going to pick the Chiefs beating the Denver Broncos. Jade?
Chiefs.
Eat your heart out, A-Spin. Eat your heart out.
Eat your heart out who?
ESPN.
ESPN. You're welcome.
Nailed it. You can pick up a copy of my debut comedy album, Allergic to Fun, on TomGrossiComedy.com. I'll even sign it for you, which may make it depreciate in value, or you can pick up a digital copy on iTunes and Amazon, and you never have to see my face. Check out podcasts on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, and of course here on YouTube. We do content at least 3 times a week. Don't forget, we'll also be streaming this Thursday for the Vikings-Rams game. It should be wonderful.
You're streaming that?
I am streaming that, yes.
Oh.
Why? Who would you expect to stream it? Tom?
Yeah? The better looking of the two?
And this will be our final predictions episode that we do together. Next week, I will be having a stuffed animal that I will be calling Bade.
That's a real original name.
I thought so. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grassi.
And I'm Jade Grassi.
And as always, go, Pack, go.